young girl brought her max level account into the game world, only to discover that everything in the game had changed. The only thing that remained the same was her title, Silver Ringed Witch. Anyone who had heard the name trembled with fear. In her previous life, Jenny was a bedridden patient, completely paralyzed. She died during a hospital blackout, but when she opened her eyes again, she found herself inside the game world. Once she confirmed she wasn't dreaming, Jenny headed downstairs to the inn's first floor. The innkeeper greeted her with breakfast. Looking at the food before her, Jenny was overwhelmed with emotion. Because of her condition, she hadn't eaten a proper meal in years. After breakfast, Jenny glanced around. The surroundings felt oddly familiar, but she remembered this place being far more prosperous in the past. Sensing her confusion, the innkeeper explained, "Those were things from 200 years ago." Jenny was stunned and asked what had happened since. The innkeeper told her that over the past 2 centuries, the world had been ravaged by constant war. Even the gods could no longer ignore it, so they appointed 3 chosen leaders to each establish a kingdom, and thus, 200 years of peace were born. After hearing this, Jenny fell into deep thought. She decided to stay in town for a while. Then she pulled out a large pouch of silver coins, saying she wanted to rent the room for several more days. The innkeeper was shocked. She quickly warned Jenny not to flaunt her wealth. That kind of money was a fortune in this world. She explained that just 4 silver coins were enough to cover 10 days of lodging. After thanking the innkeeper, Jenny returned to her room and opened her status panel. She was relieved to find her strength from 200 years ago still intact. She immediately summoned her AI assistant, only to learn that her body in the real world had long since passed away. Jenny fell silent. Fortunately, her soul had crossed into the game. She sat by the window in silence for the rest of the day, gathering her thoughts, and finally, she made up her mind. She would seek out other people who had also crossed over.